Today on Suncoast View, the Suncoast gathers together for another remembrance of 9/11. We will talk to one of the organizers of the Minnesota Remembrance Ride.
For those of us preparing to be indoors this weekend, your family may get a little stir crazy. So we have some ideas to keep the kids entertained and everyone calm.
And as we head into the fall season, we have a preview of the latest stars at the Bandueso. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome to senior producer Joey Panic sitting up with us today.
How are you?
I like the jacket.
Look at that jacket.
Is that velvet?
Thanks. What is that, velvet? It's gorgeous.
Is it waterproof?
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm thinking it's not. It's velvet.
I know. So I'm going to wear it now because I can
Exactly,
right
because we're going to be in rain jackets for a few days after this. Well, I'm glad to be back with you guys.
Yeah.
And I have the most amazing, surprising news that I have to kind of keep calm about because it's very temporary. Wrigley came back.
Really?
He's back.
So Southeastern guide dogs needed to evacuate some of the animals for safety. So they asked those of us who recently sent our kids to college, as the case may be, if we could please bring them back home for 5 to 7 days until the storm passes, till they make sure everybody is safe. Southeastern is in a massive rebuilding operation right now because the campus is growing. So the older buildings are not as hurricane safe as the new ones. So any dogs that were in the older units were asked to be evacuated for safety reasons. So we went and picked up Wrigley.
Oh.
And
you
I
like
have
that.
to tell you,
now. What was it like?
he did not go crazy happy to see us.
Really?
He actually was like, oh, but I like here, but I know them. He had a moment of confusion. But no, that made me happy, because you know what that tells me? He is very happy at college.
He is
very
adjusting.
happy at college. But when he saw Big Brother Griffin, he went crazy. He went crazy. And the forever dog Griffin looked at me like, really? He's back? I thought we were done with this.
Isn't that true when any kid goes to college, though? They come back with a little bit of an attitude? Just
Yeah,
a little?
well, I don't know yet. Ask me next year.
Well, at
But
least
no.
that's how we did.
It's good to, I'm very happy to know he's safe.
Yeah.
And you can know that all the shelters across the area are calling their foster helpers and making sure that everybody, you know, is
that's
safe
such a good
throughout
thing
the
to
storm.
know.
So yes, everybody is being taken care of, and you know, we've got a surprise visitor for the weekend.
Oh,
so.
that was scary for a minute. I thought, what? They've already kicked him out.
No. They said he's doing great. I'm looking for more
probation.
info, but no, just a visit home for the weekend. Well, someone else is visiting us today. We are happy to have Chef Mark from Fins at Sharky's here, leaving the beach to come join us at the station. I appreciate that today. You can hunker down with us. I hear you're a good cook.
I do all right, you know. I can find my way around.
What are we making today? It smells
Today we're
phenomenal.
going to do a smoked duck slider with a little bit of South American influence and a little bit of Asian influence to it. So it's all over the map.
What are you doing this weekend? Can you stay?
You know, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet this weekend.
Well, let me be the first to invite you to stay here. How about
Okay, thank you very
that?
much.
Because we're worried about eating peanut butter crackers all weekend.
Oh, that's
so.
a good idea. I didn't bring any bread.
Didn't bring any bread. Yeah, come on, we're going to be making the list. All right, thanks, Mark. Great
Yep.
to see you, of course. It is also Makeover Madness, so let's take a look at what we can expect throughout the day. This is just a full screen. Okay, we're just going to take a look at this. Is our Joey? I need you to step in and help me
What
here.
I love is she said, you know, taking everything very seriously. She did say, "I've been so excited about this makeover. I do not want to miss it, even with the impending
weather?
storm."
Okay.
She said, "I deserve this makeover. I'm going to get it."
There you
Yes.
And the makeover will last. The storm will not.
And her name
Yes.
is Elizabeth, and she is with our stylist at Cutting Loose right now. So she will get her makeover because you know what? We are still a couple of days away. There's no reason not to take care of things today, right?
Absolutely.
That's right. So taking care of yourself, always part of the fun. And also I do, since we are in storm mode, obviously, want to remind everybody about our First Alert weather app. This is a must have for the weekend and the upcoming storm. You will get anything you need to know about life on the Suncoast delivered right to your phone. It will be with you wherever you are, and we do expect changing conditions starting late Saturday throughout the day, Sunday, and even into Monday. So definitely download the First Alert weather app.
Linda and I did. We did. and
You
we
have it?
both, yeah,
Love it.
It's great.
I love it. You can, anytime you can look at this, it tells you the latest forecast. You hear it right for yourself. You see it. It's such a help.
It is going to be be a help to
And
everybody.
I will tell you, when you download it, it does give you the option of would you like alerts from the app and from meteorologists? And I choose meteorologists because you will get information directly from them.
And
It's-
every
There-
meteorologist following the storm, blogging, what you have to remember that you can get from our staff is the knowledge of our terrain, is the knowledge of how different areas respond to different things. And every single one of us will be here throughout the storm with our entire meteorology staff and news staff, of course. And we're really looking forward to getting the information out to keep everybody safe. All right, it is time for our first hot topic. We do get to have some lighter news, though. It's our anniversary. Happy anniversary, everybody. Suncoast View is celebrating 3 years. We began on September 8th. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. This was our anniversary spectacular show last year at Florida Studio Theater. We are actually having a delayed celebration this year. Ironically, we were planning on delaying this long before Hurricane Irma showed up, so that ended up working in our favor.
Definitely
Because
did.
Joey has not given us all the details yet, but I understand we're having a month-long celebration.
Well, you know,
That's how I like to celebrate my birthday.
Did you see
so
the way
why
I
not?
celebrated my birthday for weeks and weeks? Well, I think that we should have the same celebration. So all through the month of September and then a special surprise in October.
I like
And it'll be a
it.
surprise to us, because at this
'Cause we
point he
don't know.
doesn't trust us to know yet.
But
I'm
look how
thinking.
things have changed. You know, we've been spending some time looking through some of the old photos and some of the old pictures, and yeah, it's amazing to look back and go, wow, that looks like
So
such a
that's
long
our
time ago.
first
first anniversary show. That was the
Oh.
conclusion of the first year with the three of us and all of our
that would have been 2015.
favorite guests there, Rebecca and Mickey.
This was second year?
Yeah, no, that was still that's the first anniversary.
Still first
that's
year, yeah.
first-
This
that's
was
our
a
first
big
anniversary
party in
show.
the studio. Lisa, the producer, then filled the whole studio with all of us that were friends of the show. And I remember the three of you ladies were decked out in your finest. And champagne popped. We've never had so many people in the studio.
Oh,
that
Linda, I
know
love
of.
that picture.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
I have
still
not seen
that
many of
outfit.
these.
Look, and there you go. There's
I
the
just
big
saw that
everybody.
dress. I have that in my closet.
All right. Good thing we didn't wear those.
Yeah.
And then this was last year for our second anniversary show
And
when
I'm sure someone has that dress too.
we were on stage at Florida Studio Theater, all decked out in our finest once again. We always have a great cake. I'm noticing that.
Yes, yes.
And streamers.
And
Streamers are fun.
That's all still coming, but it's fun. I mean, so much has changed in the last 3 years, and it's only 3 years. You know, you look at a show
Yeah.
like the large ABC View that is 20 years.
Right.
But in 3 years, you know, the Suncoast has changed and grown, and what we have covered as a show has changed.
You know one thing that hasn't changed, though? The three of us,
We're
which
still
I
here.
love.
And you were here at that
Joey was
time.
there for the
Yes.
beginning
I
as
was
a
like the
contributor.
cousin. I was like the cousin of the show. Yeah.
You grew.
But you're still
moved
here.
in.
Now you've been adopted into the permanent
Yes,
family, so there's no
yes.
going anywhere. Speaking about adopting, I understand a proclamation that we received last year we
Yes.
want to share for this year as well.
Don't forget that the commission, the county commission, was nice enough to honor September 8th, to honor our anniversary, and as I am paraphrasing, making September 8th Suncoast View Day. So, happy Suncoast View Day. I wish the weather was better, but we're going to continue
Pretty
to
good
celebrate.
today. If you did
Exactly.
that.
We'll take it.
That's true. You know
September
what?
8th is looking just fine.
Literally look for the silver lining.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm happy to celebrate with everybody. So here's a fun news study. It says a kept man, or rather a man who is not the breadwinner, it isn't just deadly to his ego, it could also be deadly to his health. Sociologists at Rutgers University noticed that problems arise when a husband loses the breadwinning role, and it leads to higher rates of stress-related illness. Now, these effects were consistent across all social classes, and they believe this stems from the cultural expectation that therefore has a psychological effect on men. I have not ever tried that, so
I
I
would-
don't know.
I've never tried
I don't really think I want to.
If it would depend on whether he chose that role,
I agree.
or he had to take that role because he didn't have a job or he lost his job.
But even the ones that choose it, they go into the situation thinking that it's one thing, and when they get there, they
Yes.
realize it's a lot more, and then it becomes frustrating because you can't reverse the roles.
Because society doesn't necessarily perform that way. I mean, I have friends that are
Yeah.
stay-at-home dads. Their wife has a big corporate job. They chose to stay at home and be with the kids. You know, we see them at elementary school pickups and drop-offs, and they certainly seem happy, but, you know, it's them and all the moms.
It is still that underlying feeling of the man should be the breadwinner,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
personally I don't think that should necessarily be the case, but I'll tell you, and I'm not the manliest of men, but I certainly have that feeling of if I'm not paying my way, or even in a disaster or a crisis, I have that feeling of like, you know, I probably should step up, or I should go help that person
Right.
lift that
I've never
thing.
had that feeling.
Yeah, my husband did that.
That's why I was laughing. I was like, yep, nope, I can't relate.
But you're not a man.
Exactly.
So that makes
And
sense.
my husband always said, I wish you made a lot more money than I did. I would take it. That sounds great.
But even if
Never
someone else
happened.
pays the bills, there is
Still.
still expectation and responsibility. So, you know, we've all been in situations maybe where we've had the day off and our spouse is not. They come home and expect the house to be spotless. And you're like, this was my day off.
That would be Hurricane Irma at my house. My husband will be off all weekend.
The person who pays the bills has the power. The person who earns the money has the power. So there's another thing.
I think that's probably the problem. You know, you got to find that balance where you say just because you pay the bills doesn't mean you're not needed and you don't have an important role. To whatever role they're playing, just to hype it up
Absolutely.
so they feel like they're important.
Sure, sure. And there's a respect that you can get from your job that sometimes you don't get at home. I might get in trouble for saying this, but if you've ever been in a supermarket and you see more of an older couple, the gentleman's usually getting yelled at. I make it a game to find a couple where he's not getting in trouble.
I'm not looking for a stay-at-home man, but a handyman for my next husband, that's what I'd want.
That could be
bad.
very helpful these days.
That would be great.
Good
Yes.
idea.
Well, it's all about partnership regardless of how it works. So hopefully that's something we can all figure out. A new study has found the highest average salary across all job fields. And the findings confirm what we're thinking. We are in the wrong place, people. We should be in computer sciences, or maybe visual art, and even sociology. Interesting inclusion there. It all topped the list of high average salaries. But the highest of them all, of course, is being in a STEM career. Science, technology, engineering, and math. However, the highest of them all, overall, not averaged, were unsurprisingly doctors and finance.
That hasn't changed.
No, so doctors hasn't, and, you know, accounting and money and investing hasn't.
Visual arts I'm surprised by. I'm pleasantly surprised by, but I did not think the visual arts would rate very high.
I bet that includes graphic computer arts.
That
I
would
mean, but it
explain
also
Yeah.
has to be the combination because you can make a lot of money, but you work so much for it that it doesn't pay off.
And
Doctors go in that category. I mean,
My ex, he was lucky because anesthesia, they didn't have the regular long schedule. In fact, I thought he worked too little. Like he would, seriously, I was like, who works this short? Like, what are you, a teacher? Like, so he would go to work at 7 and he would be home by 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like maybe, you know, that's,
yeah.
that's
I
not
mean,
long
it depends.
hours.
It
Now,
absolutely
my
depends.
daughter-in-law is a family practice physician, and she says she doesn't want her daughter to do that because there's so much paperwork, so many other things involved other than
Right.
treating patients. So she finds it frustrating. And I like my job. I never find it frustrating, although you'll never get rich.
I remember they were pushing us, when I went to college, they were pushing us into physical therapy because they said physical therapy is going to be a huge
interesting.
field. And what have we learned on our show lately? Coding. Coding is one of the skills
Yeah.
that they're saying we absolutely have to have.
I think maybe tattoo removing will be the next one.
I think so too.
Linda, that could be your side business.
Exactly. Well,
Just use a knife.
being happy is the most important thing, whatever
Hopefully
you choose.
it grows back.
All right, so did you squeeze in a vacation from work this summer? Well, if you did, it probably wasn't a very long one because Americans rank near the bottom of developed countries for guaranteed paid leave. Our country mandates none. So if you have it, it's probably because you're working for one of those larger companies, and you would typically get 10 days to start. Japan is the same, but listen to this. Kuwait mandated 30 days. Sweden mandated 25 days. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that 77% of us have access to paid leave, but I know I've read that most of us don't take it.
And you might have to have a baby to take it. You know, there are some.
And that is no vacation, might I remind everyone.
That is not a
You
vacation.
have to have the confidence, I don't know if we do as a workforce in our country, that when people take time off, they will come back and be more productive. I don't think we trust that as a
Well,
country.
we don't
But it
trust
is
taking
true.
time
It is,
off.
I believe it
is
to be
true.
true.
I
When
don't
you
take
take
time off because people will take my job.
And I've had that fear and agree with
That's
that.
true.
You
I mean,
are
it's
from a different work ethic, I will say.
No, I just
No,
see a
it's-
lot of people
Well, no,
taking
in this,
Sure,
in
sure.
this industry, you're gone too long, your replacement is good on camera. Next thing you know, you don't have a job.
If your replacement is better than you, you have a problem. So the safest way to keep that
It's
from
not
happening is
going.
not to be
not
gone
giving
much.
that replacement the camera time.
We're going to remember that all weekend long when we're getting
Is it
wet.
too late to learn to
rain.
code?
Yeah, right. Everybody go back to a STEM degree. All right, we're going to check out our forecast, or are we not doing that?
Yes.
Yep, we're going to go to the forecast. Good, so we can get the very latest on the hurricane. And when we come back, how the Suncoast gathers each year to remember 9/11.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update on Hurricane Irma. It is still a dangerous major hurricane moving just north of Cuba right now, and it has already moved through the Turks and Caicos, continuing to cause problems throughout the central Bahamas. It's moving off to the west-northwest and will continue to do so as we go into the future. Now, the storm could turn a little later, and that would be worse for us here along the Suncoast. And the European model has it going into Cuba, but I don't see that happening right now. If it were to go into Cuba, it would weaken a little bit, possibly bringing it down to a Category 3 or 2 hurricane. We'll have to wait and see if that plays out, but it looks unlikely now as time goes through. Hurricane watch remains in effect from Bonita Beach near Fort Myers northward to Tampa. That will turn into a warning as early as 5 o'clock, I do believe, and we will see again the possibility of hurricane force winds here, beginning mainly on Sunday midday, continuing in throughout the evening. Well, much more on the track coming up at 5.
Each year since 2007, Suncoast residents have come together for a motorcycle ride to remember the events that happened on September 11th, 2001. Joining us today is Esther Halt. She's one of the organizers of the annual Minnesota 9/11 Remembrance Ride. Esther, thank you so much for being with us today. Now, you worked at the World Trade Center for many years.
Yes, I
You
did.
lost a lot of people that were close to you on 9/11.
Yes.
Oh, how do you start to feel when this day approaches?
There's anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety, but you know, we work on this ride all year and we're getting close to the ride. There's things to do, there's people to talk to. We got to, you know, get the troops together. And so that's where my mind goes. It's on the ride.
So you turned a very difficult memory into a tribute, into a positive day of remembrance.
Yeah, we decided that we just wanted everyone to stop for a minute and remember that day. And when you have hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles going below the speed limit and blocking traffic, the first thought...
They stop.
Why?
We stopped some cars, and,
Yes.
and I know their first thought it might not be so positive, but then they see the big flags hanging off the bikes, and they, aha, I know why they're there, and all of a sudden they're honking horns at us, they're waving, and we make them stop for a moment and remember what happened.
I love that.
Oh, where, now
Yeah.
where is this ride going and who's in it?
Everyone that has a motorcycle is invited. We start, well, it has changed over the years, but the last few years we've started at the Bearded Clam, which is over on 41 by the Ramada. It's got a lot of real estate to park bikes and water, bathrooms, food. And then we have a route that goes over 41, over 301. We go into a little industrial park. We go past the Southern Manatee Fire Department headquarters, and they have some of the original beams from the World Trade Center. And when possible, they have a fire truck out with the lights going, and they wave, and it really, we ride into the parking lot, go right past the beams, and come out and finish the ride over at Applebee's on University Parkway. And that's where we have the party. So in the beginning, we have a memorial, we have wreaths, and it's a wonderful, wonderful, quiet time. We do the pledge, everybody sings the national anthem. And then in the end, we're at Applebee's, there's a live band, there's vendors, food specials, and that's where if you don't have a motorcycle, you can bring your car, because there's a big parking lot next door that cars can park.
11 years. How has it grown? What's been the turnout over 11 years?
Oh boy, well the first year, 3 of us got together. We were all presidents. Yeah, well, we were all presidents of motorcycle clubs. And there used to be a big ride in Brandon. They had canceled it. So the 3 of us, Rory McConnell, Steve Bonanno, and myself, we got together and we had really big email lists. And we just emailed everybody. And 2 weeks later, on 9/11, we had about 200 bikes.
Wow, 3 people grew to
3
that
people.
many.
We knew a lot of bikers.
It just
And
shows
now
the
it's
power.
more than that.
And now, I mean, we've had 600 bikes in the rain on like a Wednesday. We've had, for the 10th anniversary, we started at the Manatee County Sheriff's Department, and we had a couple thousand bikes and along the route, and the people there, it was like 5,000 people. It was huge. These days, we're still getting, during the week, we have it after work on 9/11 every year, and we'll get anywhere from 300-400 to 600 or 700, depending on day of the week, weather, what else?
Weather, this darn hurricane.
Weather.
What's going to happen?
We have unfortunately had to cancel this year. We have ridden in the rain, but we will not ride in a hurricane.
That's a good plan.
Safety first.
Will you reschedule?
No, we will not reschedule. It's important to us to keep this on the date, to stop people on 9/11 and make them remember. There are other 9/11 motorcycle events that will reschedule. The difference is they raise money for charity and stuff. We have been very, very strong about keeping this a free ride so everybody can come. It's not about the money. In 11 years, we've asked for $5 donations twice just to defer our costs. But yeah,
everyone can still remember, even in a storm.
Everyone-
That's what we need.
please take a moment on Monday and remember 9/11.
And go onto Facebook and join everybody else who will be remembering. You can find those messages to the participants and the community by going to their Facebook page, Minnesota 9/11 Remembrance Ride. And coming up next, the most buzzworthy books of them all.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-620-2254. That's 1-800-620-2254.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Welcome back. It's Makeover Madness, and Elizabeth is getting ready for a change. Stylist Nikki B working with her at Cutting Loose, and we'll see the final product in just a few minutes.
Well, as we prepare for the weekend to stay indoors, it's a great time to grab a book. Elsie Souza from Bookstore One is here with her picks.
Morning Star by one of our favorite authors, Ann Hood, who will be here in the wintertime. This is a story of her favorite books, and Marjorie Morningstar was
I saw that movie. Oh, I loved it.
And that was a favorite book forever, and so that's one of the books that we're featuring. Lots of her favorites, and you can go back and think of what they might be for you.
Okay. Oh, yes, I loved that. Oh, I'll take this home. Tell me about this one.
This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So we have an array of hundreds of gorgeous classic books. Something you might have read a long time ago. You might not have loved it then, but now you go back and you look at it. And first of all, the covers are divine on these books, and taken from paintings, but more than that, they're just beautiful stories.
It looks like an air tape.
painting, is
Exactly. It is, exactly.
And you find such truth in books like that that you didn't recognize when you were young.
Exactly, exactly.
And the essentials of classic Italian cooking.
So Marcella Hazan was our neighbor on Longboat Key, and she was the woman who really introduced Americans to Italian cooking, and this is her famous cookbook. And if you want to go back and just look at it, enjoy, it's a great gift for a bride or something. I know everyone goes, you know, on the internet and that, but this is just a classic book. And she was our neighbor.
And especially Sarasota knows the Hazan family so well.
Exactly.
We've certainly had their son on the show with us, and that's a great thing to carry.
Yeah, have you cooked any of the recipes?
Yeah, they're just basic. A lot of them are basic. She introduced us to like balsamic vinegar and things that we had no idea what to do with, in different olive oils and that.
Right.
So yeah, it's nothing difficult, but you'd have a great time with it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And the next one, see what I have done.
So it's the story of Lizzie Borden from Fall River, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. She took an axe and gave her parents 2 whacks.
There she did. She was acquitted, but no one's ever sure. And this is going to be the big book for winter time, or fall actually, about what happened to her. And it's really a great story. And no one's sure what happened. She was acquitted, but you know.
So this is a fictional account based on the real occurrence.
The real occurrence.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Very interesting.
That's my kind of
Linda,
book.
you like something like that.
I like murder mysteries.
There you go. There you go.
It's Not Yet Dark. Is that a murder mystery?
Actually, it's not. It's a memoir. And it's a memoir about a gentleman who had Lou Gehrig's disease, and he still does. And what he decided was he was going to live. And so, because he decided that, he has been going for many years with Lou Gehrig's. You know, can't speak at this point, but he's written this book, and he does a lot of different things in the country. So it's a great memoir to read.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, not lengthy, gives you hope. Where sometimes you don't think there is hope.
And courage not to give up.
There you
and
go.
the last book.
So this is my favorite book right now. It's called The Last Girl, and it's written by Danny Lopez. That's actually a pseudonym for someone who lives in Sarasota named Philippe Dietrich, and it's a murder mystery set in Sarasota.
Oh, we love those.
So it's like, you know, you're going to read this amazing book. You're going to recognize the streets, the restaurants.
Oh, what fun.
The names, the police chief is a woman. I mean, it just goes on and on.
Very fun.
So it's a great fun book.
All right, well, go to Bookstore One's website or visit them in downtown Sarasota to get all the books you need for the weekend. Next, a craft that's going to transform your photo album. We'll be right back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I heard about the Ditoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Ditoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Ditoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with your pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We are looking at great food from Finn's, and Chef Mark is here as well. Tell us your plans for the weekend with Sharky's and Finn's.
Well, as of right now, we're open today for business as usual. Tomorrow and Sunday and Monday through lunch, Sharky's will not be open. It's down on the ground level. Finn's will be open tomorrow, not on Sunday and not lunch on Monday. Finn's is probably one of the most hurricane-resistant buildings we have on the island because it's all brand new and built up to code.
We love that.
So
yeah, we may hunker down there with you.
We're going to be available for those that need something to eat.
Okay, we appreciate that, and we hope that you and your staff stay very safe. We'll join you in the kitchen in a few minutes.
Well, we looked at books to keep the adults busy, but now let's get something for the kids with nothing to do during this weekend. Check out this photocraft with Fun Money Mom.
So all of these ideas are budget friendly then. So tell me about what I should do with all the photos on my phone, or like you said, piles.
Well, there's a lot of different things. When I used to teach kindergarten, I made these little coasters when we would make gifts for parents for the holidays. So we would make these easy coasters, and then here's a little picture frame cube or picture cube, and that's a really easy one to make, and it costs less than $5.
What a great idea.
That's a photo transfer on wood, which I was a little scared to do it, but it turned out really well. It was a lot easier than I expected.
And where do you buy that wood? Can you buy that at craft stores?
I did, yes.
Okay, that's good.
And then that's just a little wreath that my kids wanted to help me put together, so we did that for fall.
So you have a Michael's membership then?
I should be their spokesperson, yes.
All right, so you got us working. Tell us about what Joey and Linda are making on this side.
Okay, so Joey and Linda, I printed out pictures for them on this paper called the HP Social Media Snapshot, I think, and you can peel off the back. So when you print it out, you can print your pictures.
We didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
So when you print your pictures, you can print them right off Instagram or Facebook, and it'll even print out the captions. But I use them for these little photo cubes. You can just stick them right on, and
there's my grandchildren.
So it's simple, it's cheap. These cubes were like $4.30, I think, and nothing to print out the pictures.
But that's so neat, because I remember my grandparents having a photo cube, and it was plastic. Do you remember how ugly it used to be?
I remember those.
And you'd slide the old Polaroid photos
Inside
in.
of them,
But I mean, that's a gorgeous sheen that it has on it.
And it seems very durable. I feel like this is an easy project to do.
It's very easy, and the kids
young
can do
kids
it too
would
if you
love
want to do it together.
So
like
do Linda and I.
Listen, we haven't looked up since you gave us these.
So pretty much they just trace the square out, cut along the trace, and then just peel?
And then just peel it and stick it on,
You know what else I love these projects for is that I'm at the age where all of my girlfriend's kids are going to college this week, so there's a lot of boo-hooing. But these are the really cool things that the kids can make to take with them, you know, a family cube of pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they actually appreciate that.
Right. No, this is fun.
So there's another one, coasters. Tell me how we go about making these.
So these are just really inexpensive coasters. I think I paid 52 cents each for them. And then,
I love that.
Yes, and then I printed them out, or I printed out the photos, and so you just cut these photos also. And for this, these aren't the sticky photos. Those, it won't work on the tile. So I paint Mod Podge on the tile and put the picture on.
I don't know what it is, but I love the sounds of it. What's
It is an amazing word.
I love Mod Podge.
And
I
that's
use it
just
for
kind of like a
everything.
glue.
Oh.
It's basically a crafty glue, yes.
Now, what about setting something on top of these? Is there a way to spray them and make them
so that
water
the picture
resistant?
doesn't.
Well, and this actually says it's a water-based sealer, but I also will spray a polyurethane over it.
Okay. Something else I can just pick up at Michael's, right?
Yeah. No, it won't
Because I don't
hurt
want to
it.
ruin this. This is getting good.
I know, I feel like we could give these as gifts. Pictures of me on a cube.
Yes, Joey, because we'd all really love that. Yeah.
A paperweight or darts, whatever you'd like.
So you have tried spraying it and it doesn't alter the look of the picture? Because I think I'm definitely going to spray it.
But one thing I will tell you that I found out the hard way, I made this when I should have been sleeping last night. I stayed up making another craft with black and white pictures, and I used the Mod Podge on that. And it gave it kind of a sepia tone, so it did kind of change the tone of the black and white. But on the color, it doesn't hurt it at all.
Oh, it showed through the back on the black and white a little bit. And
could that look
intentional?
Well, could it look intentional, or is there ways
look
to?
intentional. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Oh, I made mine.
Yeah, I'll just tell everyone I did it on purpose.
Oh, look at that.
You have some other stuff, too, I noticed down front, some other ideas.
Well, and bowls, too.
Yeah,
but
those
look
I
at
made with my kids.
That's really good.
Tell us about the bowls, because they have, is that paint that you used in between the pictures?
It is. My girls helped me cut out some pictures of their cats. They're obsessed with their little kitty cat. So we printed out a whole bunch of pictures, and I let them pick the ones they wanted to use, and we glued them on, again, with Mod Podge, and painted around it.
And can you put this in the dishwasher? Or
I don't want this in the dishwasher.
Oh.
I do it by hand. But they're the cat bowls, so I don't do it that much.
And then the heart is precious.
Oh, and that's the one I was doing last night when I should have been sleeping. But it still looks good, but the black and white just changed the tone a little bit. And I think this would make a great wedding gift. I took a bunch of pictures of my husband and I, and just kind of put them on the little heart.
That's
so,
great. And
so, yeah.
also
I
something
love
you could do
this.
with the kids as gifts for family members.
Yes. Absolutely.
What a nice thing to actually keep the kids busy, especially, you know.
For us. And that's going to be a concern. I mean, really, it is hard to be hunkered down for several days. So I love the idea that projects can pass the time.
Well, in a moment of levity, I do need to show you, like, you know, Linda and I were working so hard on our cubes, and I did, this is as far as I got with my cube.
Oh, you have a blank spot.
Yeah, so I guess sometimes I have a problem finishing things that I
Yes,
start.
but it was so cute and so much fun to do.
This was my blank phase, Linda, in my memory.
That's for the next
You
day.
meant it. You meant it.
That's for after the hurricane pictures.
Aw, Lulu.
Oh, Lulu always gets the starring role. Well, you will really have a lot of fun with this, and so will your whole family. You can visit the Fun Money Mom website for lots of great ideas. And next, the hottest tickets at the Van Way Zone.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell HOSPICE, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with this Irma update now. First alert forecast is showing it continuing to move off toward the west-northwest, getting very close to Cuba, and Cuba is disrupting its flow a little bit right now. If it continues on this course, it looks as though it may diminish in intensity, and it looks like even so, being so close to this mountainous terrain, it will start to mess with the flow as far as the centralized location there goes with that eye. Now, a tropical storm watch? No, it's a hurricane watch, because there's a possibility we may see hurricane force winds here, and that's a really likelihood that it's going to change over to a hurricane warning on this next advisory due out in just a few minutes from now. Now, as far as we're concerned, we're going to continue to watch this as it makes its way off to the west-northwest, and then eventually makes a turn to the north. There could still be a slight shift to the west. We're keeping an eye on that for you. Right now, we are anticipating hurricane force winds here, though, on Sunday. More at 5.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Welcome back. Mary Bensel stopped by to give us a look at what the hottest tickets are at the Van Wezel about to go on sale. Let's take a look.
As the summer draws to a close, it's time to look ahead to what events are going to be going on around the Suncoast through the rest of this year and beyond. Mary Bensel from the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall is here with some of the biggest hits coming up very soon. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Oh, we're so glad to hear about this. The highlights. What are the highlights coming?
You know, we have an incredible classical season. The big name, Renee Fleming. Oh, I mean, she was here before with the Sarasota Orchestra, and she was fabulous. And she called us and wanted to come back.
She called us?
Yes, she did. And then she is going into Carousel on Broadway right after our show. So this is
I like her
great.
even better now that you told us that.
And then, of course, we have Joshua Bell. And Joshua Bell is coming with, you see him right there, he plays the violin. Sometimes he's here by himself, but this time he's the music director of the Academy of St. Martin's in the Fields. So it's just a great classical season, followed by somebody I've wanted to get for so long, Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, wow, I'd love to hear him.
Oh, my gosh. You know, the story is he always has to get an extra seat on the plane for his cello. So, you know.
So we know the cello's coming.
The cello's coming. So, and then, you know, a totally different switch of music is Mr. Willie Nelson, another legend. He is just incredible.
They're going to love him on the
Oh, well, he has been so much fun when he's here.
I love to see somebody older than I am.
There you go. And then, of course, we have George Benson coming. And George is, you know, for those people that love jazz and, you know, and he plays the guitar so beautifully.
Oh, yes.
And so I'm looking forward to him. And then to make you laugh, we have Bill Engvall coming.
Oh, we need some good laughs.
I know. Right now, we need laughs.
We sure do. Yes, we do. And then, of course, we've got some premieres coming this year.
Yes. Well, you know, one that's a very interesting one is we've had Cheetah Rivera here and Tommy Tune here, but never together. And these are two Broadway legends, and they're going to be performing together. And it's for the Broadway lovers. It is the showstopper of the season.
That's a lot of leg on that.
There is a lot of leg.
Got an ego, too.
She's short, but she's all leg.
That's a powerful duo. That's
and I've actually been in Tommy Tune's apartment, and he had...
Whoa! Tell us more.
Well, it was a party, and Brooke Shields...
I bet it was.
Yes, it was. And Brooke Shields was the bartender. She was making a killer margarita, you know, but he has a bed that's way up on, you know, a platform, and he has a ladder, and on the ladder, he has a Tony Award on each rung. Oh, my God. So anyway, but that's going to be wonderful. There you go.
How exciting. They're coming here.
And then we have the Ballet Boys, which is a new company to us totally. It's an all-male ballet company, and I'm really excited about them. And then we follow that with a fun, jazzy group called the Hot Sardines. Oh, they've played all over Florida, and people love them, but they've never been to the Van Wezel, so they're coming up. And then the big Broadway show of the season is Motown.
Oh, that one I've got to see.
Yeah, it'll be here for a full week, and every year we try to bring in a full week show, and that'll be spectacular.
Which is such a nice treat. It's so great that you can get that in here.
It is. And then we have Travis Wall's new version of Shaping Sound. And of course, those of you who don't know, Travis Wall is very much involved with So You Think You Can Dance, which will also be here this year. So, you know, we'll have our Phil of Travis Wall, and I tell you, that's great.
Variety.
We do, and then we have Cuba, the orchestra of the National Symphony of Cuba, and then a Peter Pan version that you've never, ever seen.
Oh, really?
This is a 3D version, and so...
What?
It's 3D, and there'll be flying and all sorts of special effects, and I can't wait to see how it works. Everybody in the theater business is talking about it.
Oh, families love the flying.
I know, I know.
And it makes me nervous.
Does it? Oh, I love to. Have you ever flown, Linda?
I have.
I have too.
At the Van Wezel, as a matter of fact.
Well, there you go.
We'll get you in it.
We'll get you in there.
When we got this in the mail, we said, wow, look at their Christmas shows.
Oh,
You've got a lot of holiday shows.
We do, and we have Leanne Rimes who's coming, and she's spectacular. And then 98 Degrees is coming with their Christmas show. Wow. And it just was announced that Nick Lachey is going to be on Dancing with the Stars. So that's going to be fun.
I saw that.
This was my favorite man band from the 90s.
Oh, yes. I love how you call it man band.
Well, they weren't quite boys.
And then, of course, for the kids, we have Charlie Brown, and then we have Dave Koz and Straight No Chaser, all sorts of great things.
Shows.
Yeah, and there are 15 more that I'm going to announce very shortly.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. What a great year.
Thank you.
It's so good to have this here. It's so upbeat and so happy. All good.
We are.
Life can be all good at the Van Wezel.
We bring joy to people, hopefully.
Yes, you do. Well, you can find
you
out.
as well.
Thank you.
I know you're over there. I've seen you, Jeff. You can find more information if you go to the Van Wezel website. Find out when the shows are coming and how you get your tickets.
Oh, so much to look forward to at the Van Wezel. A couple of quick updates. Because of the storm, Tony Bennett has canceled tonight, so we'll find out if there's going to be a reschedule available for that. And also, the pre-sale tickets for subscribers already on sale now on the website, but the full season tickets will not be going on sale now until September 16th. So a couple of delays, storm-related. You can find all the details out on the website. All right, coming up next, we have the results of Makeover Madness. Can't wait to see Elizabeth.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
It's summer on the Suncoast, and you know what that means.
It's Friday Fest season, and you're invited. Hi, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Join ABC7 at the Van Wezel on September 15th and group to the Funk and Soul Party Band, Reverend Barry and Funktastic Soul.
We'll be there too. Bring your friends and rock the night away.
For more information, call this number.
Or go to mysuncoast.com/FridayFest.
Presented by Gettle Automotive and Cool Today.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Welcome back. It's time for the reveal of Makeover Madness. This is Elizabeth when she came to us today. She is a busy mom of 5, so she definitely deserved a day of beauty for herself. Let's bring her out and take a look at her new look. Ooh, sassy.
So good.
Wow.
I love
Look
it.
at you.
How fun is that?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. They did an amazing job.
Do you like the kick of color?
Yes, it's great.
All right, well, let's bring
You
out
look so
stylist
pretty.
Nikki B
Thank
from
you.
Cutting Loose and hear all about it. So Elizabeth went a little bold. Tell us about that look.
We did some compromising this morning. So we talked a little bit about what she's done in her history and past with color. She has been more violet and purple, but maybe too purple and too violet. So we played with some of that just at her base, but then melted it in and brightened her blonde. So we kept all this beautiful energy because in Florida, we love blonde. But so here's the compromise. We added depth, but we lightened the end. So she has both in there.
That's so fun.
Really bringing out her eyes with that depth without feeling like, oh my God, I'm not a blonde anymore. Kind of like me right now. I don't, you know what?
Your kids are going to love it.
Oh my gosh, what do you think your kids are going to say? Will they think you're the coolest mom ever?
They're going to love it, yeah.
Oh, well, it makes your complexion look very
She gets
smooth
a
and
gold
milky. It's
medal
beautiful.
today on hurricane preparation. She left 5 kids for this makeover, but it was worth it.
Hey, you know what? Even Irma is not going to have us missing a makeover. I'm right there with you, girl. All right. Congratulations, Elizabeth. I'm glad you enjoyed it so much. And a big thank you to Cutting Loose for all they do for us and also helping make everybody look great with Makeover Madness. Thanks, Nikki B.
We'll all need one after the storm.
Yeah, exactly. What do we do with wet hair? All right, coming up next, we're going to join Chef Mark from Finn's in the Kitchen.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with an update now on Irma and the forecast path and track. But first, a hurricane watch remains in effect. This will change to a warning, I suspect, in the next 10 minutes as we're waiting for the 5 o'clock advisory at this point. Hurricane warnings are in effect south of Bonita Beach all the way around to the other coast. It is still a dangerous Category 4 hurricane, just on the verge of a Category 5 at this point. It's moving to the west at 14. There's a chance it could interact with Cuba and weaken, but it doesn't appear that the Hurricane Center is going to call that yet. We'll see if it comes out in the next advisory. And then moving into South Florida, right through the Keys to the east of Key West, up through the spine of the state, and looks as though it could be a Category 2 hurricane in our area on Sunday. Again, here is a look at the power outages projections, and we'll take you through time. You can see 2 p.m. Sunday, things start to get a bit dicey. High chances of power outages across the entire peninsula on Sunday. More at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
And welcome back. We're in the kitchen right now with Chef Mark from Fins at Sharky's. And we got duck, chimichurri. What are we doing?
Well, I got smoked duck here, and we're going to make a smoked duck slider with the steamed Chinese buns. It's going to have Korean barbecue sauce. It's going to have some stir-fried quinoa, which is South American. We also serve it with a chimichurri, which is a South American. So I'm all over the globe here.
I love it. Okay, so let's get started.
Let's get started. We're going to make the Korean barbecue sauce. So we're going to dump in the brown sugar and the sesame oil.
All right.
I'll make you some curly carrots.
Yep, and over there we're going to be garnishing it with raw vegetables, and we do them on that spiralizer, which makes them nice and thin and crispy.
Which is so fun.
I
All right, anything else?
That's the soy sauce we're going to put in there next. And over here I'm going to be working on our stir-fried quinoa with a little bit of shallots in my pan.
All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump everything, right?
You dump everything in there except this next one is sambal, which is the chili paste.
Oh, this one?
You're just going to use a teaspoon of that unless you like it really hot. And then
Don't
you can
ask
use...
her, because she does.
Well, go ahead.
She may burn us all out.
I have
You got
overestimated my
chopped ginger, chopped garlic, mirin, which is the sweetened rice wine.
Oh.
And then we have rice vinegar. And just a pinch of the black pepper there.
Oh, that's a big Beth. That's a complicated sauce there.
And that is going to be our Korean barbecue sauce that as soon as it comes to a boil, we're going to thicken with a little cornstarch.
Okay.
So
And so what do you have going on this pot?
Here I'm making the stir fry for the quinoa. So I got shallots, shiitake mushrooms, snow peas all in here. And then the quinoa, you're familiar with this, I pre-cooked this. So if you're doing this at home, you cook it according to the package directions. And it's South American grain.
So you're basically just kind of beefing it up a little bit with some vegetables and spice?
Right, seasoning it, giving it some vegetables.
This sauce smells amazing.
Flavor it with a little bit of soy sauce. And that'll take a minute to get warm. And then the next thing we're going to make is our chimichurri sauce.
Okay.
Which is everything over here.
All right.
We got just a pinch of the powdered cumin.
Happy that you said a pinch, because I was going to dump that whole thing in there.
All of that garlic. Next we have chopped up flat leaf parsley. Very nice. This recipe sometimes made without the cilantro, but I like just cilantro in there.
Okay. And then just mix it all up?
And then we're going to add a little bit, about a cup of that bottle of olive oil over there.
Okay.
So like glug, 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 glug. A little bit more, yep. That's good.
That's nice.
Then we mix it all up with a spoon there, and that's our chimichurri sauce.
Oh, that was easy. And I want to point out this thing that Linda was using. It's so cute. What is it?
It is. I've never seen one like it before.
The spiralizer? Do you use that for all vegetables, Chef?
I use it for quite a bit, particularly in our sushi station. But it does make a nice, thin, crispy. So you can eat the raw carrots, and it's not like a big crunch, but you're getting all the freshness out of it.
Yeah, great idea.
So.
I love that. Oh, Linda, you got it going now.
Yeah.
There you go. That's great. So then all of this gets put together, and the duck is then sliced, already seared?
Right. So I will go ahead and slice one of these up for you. But now, these I have smoked ahead of time.
Okay.
But if you don't have a smoker at home, you can still do this with the duck. Just score the skin on top and sear it in the pan till it's nice and crispy.
It looks gorgeous. Well, we have a finished product here, and you can see all the different flavors coming together with the duck and the quinoa, and of course the 2 types of sauces and the steamed buns on the side. So wonderful creation from Chef Mark at Finn's, and some other gorgeous things on the menu there as well. So remember, as we head into a storm weekend, that Sharky's and Finn's certainly will be closed on Saturday, Sunday, and the beginning of Monday.
Sharky's will be. Finn's, we're going to be opening up. Right now, we're planning on opening up tomorrow because the building is very secure.
Great. But Sunday and Monday, everyone's going to take a break and take care of their homes. All right, stay safe, everybody. Joey's got plenty of food. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.